This is King Nobody, why I refuse to identify as incel or black pill. Now, could be a very good video, but the problem is nobody. You are doing a knee-jerk reaction to a fellow incel calling you an incel. So I don't think you're doing it for the right reason. But anyway, let's hear him.
Well, apparently to certain assholes online, I'm an incel. Pretty fucked up, huh?
How's it fucked up? You admitted that you haven't been laid ever. So you are an incel in that regard. So I know the guy who said you were an incel. He goes by the name Late Signal. Uh, he wasn't insulting you when he said it. So that he's not an asshole. So the problem lays with you.
Hey, nobodies. It's me here once again, here with my co-host, Mr. Knowbody. And yeah, I am the recipient of the prestigious YouTube aluminum play button. Yes, I know a lot of you are jealous. And, I received that play button that I totally earned because I talk about real controversial issues here.
Here,
Talking
let me see how many. Oh yeah, you got 10,000 subs. That's cool. Okay, continue.
about, being autistic and socially awkward.
Oh, by the way, Late Signal only has 160 subs, right? So you admit that other guys have responded to you, but it's only him that you got upset with. So he really touched a nerve.
And being a virgin as a guy in my late 30s and never having had a girlfriend. When you have the guts to talk about things like this and do it well.
Yeah, I agree with you. It takes guts to say that. Exactly. Because it makes you a target. Signal wasn't out to get you, but the majority of people will, right? It's drawing a target on your back.
You get awards such as the prestigious aluminum play button, but I gotta say, talking about this kind of stuff has its drawbacks. Mainly is that everybody wants to put you in a box. Like, they want to call you an incel, they want to call you black pilled, they want to call you MGTOW. They want to put you in some kind of box.
Now, I agree with you. You're not MGTOW. Exactly. The trouble with the incel label is that there's the official definition, which you fit, and then there's the unofficial definition where you don't. So.
And I've always rejected all these labels. I think they're all stupid. I've gone into detail multiple times why I don't identify with any of these groups, and yet I still get idiots out there who want to lump me into these groups.
Yeah, but the trouble is, dude, incel has a specific definition which you fit. You either got laid or you didn't. And you tell people you didn't. So how can you own it on one side, but reject it on the other? You know what I mean?
And in fact, a few weeks ago, I got a comment from this idiot right here. Yeah, this idiot right here.
He's not an idiot, though. Because he's not even attacking you. I know this guy. He's harmless.
Late Signal TV. You are an incel too. What makes you any different?
Yeah, well, what makes you any different? I mean, you told everyone to their face that you've never been laid. So are you going to own it or aren't you?
Well, the gentleman who left this comment, Mr. Late Signal here, he has a YouTube channel of his own where he wants to make the same kinds of videos that I make. And let's just say that he's not very good at it. And if you want some proof, let's take a look at one of his videos together.
Hey guys, what's up? Uh,
Actually, I think he does a pretty good job, right? I mean, he sounds down and out, but that springs of honesty. Yours comes off as cope, as posturing, Mr. Nobody.
I want to talk about how, you know, do any of us even know where people from our past are now? Like people who we went to school with, or in previous jobs, or that we've met throughout life? Because it seems nowadays that anyone we meet just kind of drifts out of our life, you know? Like I don't know. I go on social media and I don't really have I don't really use social media anymore, but occasionally I take a look at it, and you know I don't the people who I went to
I should get past that, right, and see what you have to say about it. But just out of curiosity, let's see how Late Signal is doing, right? Last time I checked, he had 160 subscribers. Late Signal, here we go. He's got 164. Okay, he's increasing. Okay, but let's get this, see what you have to say.
school with, I don't really see any of them anymore on it.
Yeah, but you're angry because he said you were an incel, not that you find it boring. But his sub count is going up. Like he speaks, guys. Look, there's other channels that are doing way better than you that use his kind of approach. Okay, but you continue.
Oh, you guys are
Oh, by the way, how is this a rebuttal that you're not an incel? I'm curious.
back. Holy crap, dude. I think my grandma displayed more personality at her funeral than you do in your fucking videos.
But I find his videos honest. That's the attraction. Yours are posturing. That makes them lame.
Hey, Mr. Nobody, what'd you think of Late Signal's video? Holy crap, you know you suck if you make a piece of paper fall asleep. Late Signal, if you're going to make these kinds of videos, try not to sound like you just downed 2 bottles of NyQuil. You see,
So if he doesn't if he's not entertaining, he can't tell the truth. Dude, you better do something better than this.
making these kinds of videos, it's not as easy as I make it look. But some of us have to make it look easy. Look, I've gotten into this before, but I guess I'll have to get into it again. I don't identify with those stupid groups. I don't think that just because I've never been in a relationship or because I've never had sex doesn't make me an incel or a black pill or a MGTOW or what.
Well, the other ones, yeah. But I mean, you fit the definition of incel, the official one. Now, I'm going to tell you something, nobody. There's 3 good reasons why you shouldn't let yourself be labeled as incel. Not that you really have a choice. But one, there's an ideology that comes with the incel group that you don't share. So you can be honest about that and say, hey, I'm not a part of that. I don't share that ideology. The second one is just like a black man calling himself the N-word. And I always despise that. So I'm glad men don't have or I should say, I'm glad men do have the self-respect not to adopt the incel label. Right. And 3, it draws a target on your back. Because people love when a man opens up his vulnerability, is what you're doing when you say you're an incel, they come and attack you. There's nothing to gain from it. However, you admitted to everybody you haven't got laid. So you're basically saying you're an incel, and people are going to come and give you a hard time over that. But Late Signal didn't, though. He was just pointing out your hypocrisy, right?
Whatever. I don't understand these groups. I don't feel like they speak for me. Like the black pill or the red pill or whatever. Well, what's all these pills? Okay. I'm going to assume that these pills are supposed to be like a reference to the Matrix or something. Okay.
Yeah, you're just getting around to that now.
Okay.
I agree, though. They don't speak for you. I agree, right? The thing is, nobody. If a woman decides to call you an incel, that label sticks. What are you going to do about it? They have social dominance over you, over all of us guys. So what women say goes, right?
Whatever. Like the black pill, especially. I mean, I don't know. You know, motherfuckers can't get laid going around acting like they're Morpheus or something. And MGTOW, that just sounds like a digestive issue. I mean, I can't go.
It's posturing. You see, you don't even know how to frame this correct. MGTOW are posturing. They're not going their own way. They were sent their own way. They're deselected men. But you could be lumped in with them because you're posturing. There's no reason for you to have this knee-jerk reaction to Late Signal. None.
Around the straight face calling myself a fucking MGTOW. It just sounds like something I'd have to take Tums for. Like,
Oh, by the way, I'll be truthful with you, nobody. I used to carry the MGTOW label. And it's an embarrassment. That's why I dumped it. When someone pointed out to me what it was really about, and I could see it then. So I dumped that label. Right. But I can own up to saying that I actually adopted it one time. I don't think you're being honest here. You're not upset that someone called you an incel and you don't identify with them. You're upset because they said something true that hurts.
anyone have any Pepto-Bismol? I got a bad case of MGTOW. I had too many toaster strudels this morning. See, I can't with
I thought you said you were good at this.
MGTOW. I can't with the pills. I can't do it. Can't do it with the incels. Sorry. I know a lot of you guys want to, lump me into that one, but I refuse.
But people are going to. You've told everyone that you never got laid, and then they're going to say you're an incel. You fit that definition. What are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about that?
People in these groups, they're very bitter and they're very petulant and they're very entitled. A lot of them are very sexist, and that.
Oh, they're sexist. Okay. So you're a woman worshiper, right? That's pathetic, right?
That's not how I live my life, Maybe 10 years ago when I was
Hey, dude, you don't have the same rights as the opposite sex. I don't either. We're second-class citizens. And there are real issues men face. False allegations abound, and it destroys your life as a man. I've covered it over and over again in my channel. So your life could be destroyed at a woman's word at a moment's notice, right? So guys have the right to be concerned and also talk honestly about the opposite sex and say, they're doing this to us, right?
a depressed 350-pound drunk, I could relate to these groups more, but I don't anymore, you know? I may not be able to get laid and I may not get lady.
Well, there you go. You just admit it. I mean, that's the official definition of an incel. So people have the right to call you that. If you don't want to be called that, don't admit it. This is plain stupid. Oh my God. Anyway, please continue being triggered. Okay.
but I can't relate with these groups. You know, I see them as echo chambers of negativity, and I want to live positively. I want to.
You see, I agree with that. Thing is, when people lump you in with them, what are you going to do about it? I mean, you don't really have the power to fight that off. You know, if you admit that you can't get laid and someone comes up and calls you an incel, what are you going to do?
Live my life. I want to enjoy my life, and I don't want to let the fact that I haven't experienced certain things in my life get in the way of my enjoyment of it. Plus, I've actually had opportunities to get laid.
So what? You didn't. I mean, people don't give a shit about that, dude. This is cope.
I mean, not a lot of opportunities. I want to go around and act like I'm some kind of ladies man, because I most certainly am not.
Yeah, I
I
see
can
that.
count the opportunities
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, continue.
I've had on one hand, but I mean, I've had a small handful of opportunities. I just fucked all of them up. I could have fucked, but I fucked up the fucking.
Oh, I see. So you're not an incel, not because they didn't want to touch you, but you fucked it up somehow. Okay. So you're not like the other girls.
And that's why I haven't fucked. And besides, ever since I started this YouTube channel, I've had a lot of people tell me that they would have sex with me. In fact, I've had probably 100 people here on YouTube say that they would have sex with me since I started making these videos. And before anybody accuses me of humble bragging, I should point out that of
You're not humble bragging, dude. You're coping.
the 100 people who have said that they want to have sex with me, probably 97 of them have been dudes. I've had, I think, 3 women. 2, I'm pretty sure were trolling me. One of them was a single mother who lived well over 1,000 miles away from me. So yeah, besides those 3, yeah, all dudes. All dudes. A lot of dudes out there wanting to stick their wieners in my butt.
Okay, so unless you're gay, then what's the point of talking about this?
Don't know why. I mean, I mean, look, it's 2020.
What do you mean you don't know why? I'll tell you why. Nobody. It's because guys, gay men, being men, are interested in the guy's looks, right? They don't care about your status. They don't care what you do for a living. The women that you want to bang, they care about what you do for a living, not about you as a person, but what you do for a living, right? Exactly. That's why.
26, who cares? You know, it's like I'm not offended by it or anything. It's 2026. Suck a lot of dicks in 2026. That's what I say. I would just prefer not to have a wiener inside me. I mean, I appreciate the offer. I'm not in me. I mean, my ass is nothing spectacular. I don't know why so many of you guys want to stick your wieners in there. But yeah, to
They probably just like your face, right?
all these guys in my comment section who like to make fun of me and be like, ha ha, you can't get laid. I'll have you know, I could have a wiener in my butt. I could have a wiener in my butt right now. Do I want one in my butt? Hell no. But
That doesn't work, dude. People despise male sex. It has to be validated by women. So gay male sex is looked down on, always.
apparently I have the opportunity.
Right.
It's been offered to me. So to any of you guys out there who are thinking about like starting a Grinder account, don't even bother. Just start
Oh, I see. So it's been offered to you. Therefore, you have got laid somehow. Like, come on, dude.
a YouTube account. It's apparently way better than Grinder. Trust me, I know from experience. So yeah, there's that. And to be honest with you, the lack of sex really doesn't bother me as much as like the lack of relationships.
Hey, thank you for admitting that. I say this to my detractors all the time. It's not about sex, it's about female company. Uh, By the way, know it all or nobody, whatever you want to call yourself. That's why men deal with sexless marriages. Sexless marriages abound because the guy wants the woman around. He's willing to do without orgasm just to have her there. And you just supported what I claim. Thank you.
Like the fact that I've never been in a relationship before bothers me a lot more than the fact that I've never had sex before.
Right?
I mean, I know that if I wanted to be in a relationship, I would obviously have to have sex, which, I mean, if I were like really, really, really comfortable enough with someone, I would be willing to do that. But yeah, the lack of sex doesn't really bother me. Sex has
Right.
always kind of freaked me out. Just because.
But you are triggered when Signal called you an incel because you know the lack of female validation is what this is about. You haven't been validated. And that's what you're desperate for. You want a woman to validate you, and you haven't. So you see yourself as lesser. How do I know this? Because you got upset when Late Signal called you an incel in an honest way. And that's what bothers me the most. He wasn't attacking you. He's just being honest.
Because the idea of of an activity that requires me to be nude in front of someone just
Right.
doesn't strike me as being particularly fun. Because I've seen myself nude plenty of times, folks, and it is not a pretty sight. So the fact that I would have to be nude in front of someone else.
Why are you bashing yourself for? You just got through saying gay men wanted to have sex with you, right? This is so typically male. How are you not black pill, dude? When you have all this male self-loathing. So it's not that they're depressed. It's just that you see them as losers and you don't want to be seen as a loser.
And it would require that. It just kind of freaks me out a little bit. Like I just imagine being a fly on the wall watching my naked body doing that sort of thing to someone, and it just I find
What? Doing that thing to somebody, so you're doing something to someone. You're not just engaging in mutual love with another person. That's a strange way of putting it. I thought your channel was all positive. Why does this smack like of you seeing male sex as bad if you're doing something to someone? Right, okay.
it very off-putting and strange. And yes, I do consider myself to be part of the ace spectrum. So the lack of sex really doesn't bother me as much as the lack of relationship. Like I said, I would have liked to have been in a relationship and, have gotten married and had kids. I wanted to have my own family at this.
So you're admitting that you're a tradcon. You're admitting that you would enter a contract where you're the servant and you may not get any sex, but as long as the woman's validating your existence. Sorry, the black pillars are way above you, Mr. Noah, Nobody, or whatever your name is. I want to get your name right. What is your name? King Nobody. The black pillars are way above you, dude. That's your desire to enter a sexless marriage where someone has control over your life that can make you pay child support or just abuse you with impunity. This is pathetic.
Point, but that's probably not going to happen at this point, if I'm being honest, which
Well, you lucked out then.
I honestly don't know if that's a bad thing. Because I just feel like we're living in a very uncertain future right now with like AI taking off and shit. I just feel like the future is very uncertain. And frankly, this
What's it got to do with anything? What does AI got to do with any of what you've been talking about?
point in the future, I just want to have a future. I don't know.
Really? I thought you didn't mind not getting laid and all this business. So You see, without female validation, you have no future. I was right. You're a female worshiper. Your life is shit, dude.
Know what's going to happen in the future. As long as we have a future, I think that'd be nice just to have a future because it's starting to. I don't know. As time goes on, just things just.
You do have a future. You have a future as a man enjoying his single life. That's what your future is. But you can't enjoy that because that's not what you want. So you are a black pillar. Or at least you think like them. You have their same desires. So you're like a black pillar, but you just don't want to be labeled as such because they're losers and you're not. Okay.
Kind of look bleaker and bleaker, and yeah, I would just like to be here in one piece in the future. Uh, Relationship or not, I would just like to, not live in one of the Terminator movies. Or if we do live in one of the Terminator movies, hopefully it's one of the good ones and not like Genesis or something. I still am traumatized from seeing Genesis in the theater. Like, I was the only person in the theater to see Genesis. I want my money back. In fact, the fact that I saw Terminator Genesis in theaters is like way worse than the fact that I'm a virgin who's never had a girlfriend. I mean, I could talk about being a
You're a virgin who's never had a girlfriend, but you're not an incel.
virgin who's never had a girlfriend on YouTube all day. It doesn't bother me. But the fact that I saw Terminator Genesis in theaters, now that's horrible. That's something I can't live with
Or this tiny YouTuber Signal calling you an incel. That really bugged you.
myself for. I mean, if you're gonna make fun of me for something, make fun of me for that. But I mean, honestly, to me, not having sex and not having a girlfriend really isn't a problem. The way I see it, it's the symptom
What are you talking about, dude? You got upset over a guy calling you incel.
of a problem. I think it's the sign of something that's far deeper. I feel like maybe I have like some mental thing. Maybe it's the autism or whatever, but I just feel like I have certain mental blocks, certain mental things that prevent me from experiencing certain things.
If you're autistic, how come you're so good at entertaining people? You suggesting you don't see you don't do well in social you don't see social cues? Or do you see yourself as autistic just because you can't get the girl? She gets together with you, realize you have no status, and that's what she goes for. She goes for status and you lack it. And so instead of saying, well, I just don't have a good enough job for her, I must be autistic. Right? Is this the case?
It kind of, block me from connecting with people in certain ways. And
Well, people probably just don't like you. You're male. One of the guys said it correctly. Surplus males. A male who hasn't been validated by women. People don't like guys, so they get rid of them. Hey, nobody. That's why fathers kick their sons out at 18, but want their daughters around all the time in their 20s. People want women around, and they want men gone. So are you autistic, or is it just that people see you as a single man and they don't want anything to do with you?
I don't know. It's these mental blocks that to me are the problem, if anything. I probably need therapy, but doing YouTube's a lot cheaper.
What is a therapist going to do for you? Is a therapist going to give you a job that's high paying? And if you're not like these black pillars, why would you need therapy? That would suggest there's an internal problem with you. Have you ever considered that everyone else is the one with the problem? You said you didn't want to be called incel. You got assholes calling you incel, right? So aren't they the problem? So if guys call you incel, they're the problem. But if women reject you because you're low status, it must be an internal problem with you. Right.
And plus, I make money doing it. Like I've made over $1,000 from that video where I talk about being 35 and never having had a girlfriend. $1,000 from that. I mean, hell, I had no idea that I would be making money from never having had a girlfriend in my mid-30s. I mean, of all the things I thought I would make money from, that certainly was not on my bucket list. But
So it shows you there's a lot of guys just like you. Tons. The average guy is deselected. The reason why that is, nobody, is because women don't like men. The only reason they shack up with guys is if the guy can pay the bride price. And the price is too high. Men have been priced out.
hell, I'll fucking take it. Like I said, maybe I need therapy, or hell, I don't know, maybe I just need a lobotomy. One of these days I ought to go up to Chicago with like a rusty old hand.
Again, what would a therapist do for you? Would she wave her magic wand and get rid of your so-called autism? But more properly, would she make you a somebody so that women would be attracted to you?
Hammer and a screwdriver. I just go up to some homeless person, give them $20, and just tell them to like go to town on me. Dusty, do you think I'm an incel? You don't think I'm an incel, do you, Dusty? Huh? You don't think I'm an incel?
Okay, so that's your problem, but you are an incel. You told everyone you are. You never got laid, so you're an incel.
Incel, do you?
And you got upset at a tiny YouTuber didn't even mean you any harm.
Well, you're not. You do or you don't? I don't know what that means. I don't speak burb. Someone translate burb for me. But anyway, like I said, I don't identify with those groups. Neither.
Yeah, again, you don't identify it, but people put that label on you. What are you going to do? Again, what are you going to do? People call me an incel all the time, but they don't know my love life, by the way. King Nobody. It's when I speak about the harsh truths that men face, people call me an incel. They say, you're not towing the line. And there's not much I can do about that. I can't do much about people's hostility towards men. So what makes you think you're going to be any different?
Should you? They're negativity echo chambers.
But you have been negative, dude. I'm sorry. Just because you put on this clown mask, that doesn't fool me. You see your male sex is gross, right? You're full of self-loathing. You are negative.
Incel, the black pill, whatever. They do nothing except make guys like us look bad. And if you're
there you go. There you go. It's these other nerds. You know what remind me of? It's like online. There'll be online nerds that women will bash them and say, these fat, ugly nerds. There's a problem with them. And then these fat, ugly nerds will turn around and say, yeah, those other fat, ugly nerds, they're the problem, not me. Sorry, this is pathetic.
Someone who identifies with one of those groups, just stop. Get out of those negativity echo chambers. Go out, enjoy life. Go to a concert. Go on vacation. Do something. Just go out.
Well, you can't enjoy your singlehood, but you expect other guys to just get over it? Dude, you are a hypocrite. I can honestly say that now.
Out and have fun. Because, I mean, yeah, it may suck to not experience some things in life.
Right.
But don't let those lack of experiences get in the way of you enjoying life. Because there's a lot of stuff out there to enjoy. So go out there and enjoy them, damn it.
Oh, I see. So someone else, they shouldn't just enjoy your life. But you're upset that someone called you an incel. Because you haven't been validated by women. How are you going to enjoy your life, dude? When you still seek female validation and they're never going to give that to you. Dude, this is pathetic.
Because, sitting around all day feeling sorry for yourself over these things, at the end of the day, it's just not going to get you anywhere. And it's just not a good way to go through life. And I know it's probably going to piss some
Well, you haven't gotten over it. I can see that now.
people off that I don't associate with those groups, and I don't consider myself part of those groups.
Well, you don't associate, but people are going to lump you in with that. When people say incel, they often mean guys who's a loser. He's low status. It's not just that you haven't got laid, but also you haven't got female validation, which you want desperately. So you belong in that group, whether you want it or not. This is cope to the nth degree.
And if it ticks you off, well, that's your issue.
No, no, no. You're the one who's ticked off, dude. You got pissed off at Signal for just kindly saying, hey, look, dude, you're an incel too. You're the one who get ticked off. That's why you made this video. Talk about projection. Anyway, I found this guy very clownish, right? Who am I kidding? Pathetic.